Not too long ago, I was going through a situation, a devastating situation. Although I was going through this devastating situation, I had a lot of great positive things going on in my life, actually. I just got accepted into graduate school at USC. I just received a scholarship from Topping Scholar, one of the most competitive scholarships on campus. Out of the thousands of people who applied, I was chosen. Only 2 graduate students were chosen for this particular scholarship, and I got it out of everyone. Everything else in my life was going great. I was happy, healthy, but this one situation just came out of the blue. I didn't know how I was going to deal with it. But I remember my scholarship. They took us on a retreat. They took us on a retreat for about 3-4 days. And I came back home, and my uncle, he picked me up and he said 3 things to me that always stuck with me, and I never forgot it. The first thing he said to me is, "Don't you drop out of that program." I looked at him, I said, "I'm not going to drop out, Uncle Troy." The second thing he said to me was, "Sade, you tried to make something grow in a season it was never supposed to grow in. Sometimes things are meant to last for a season, and then you go on to the next season." I looked at him, I said, "Wow, that's powerful." But the last thing he said to me, it really got me. I never forgot it. We were driving, and he was looking at the road, and something was on the radio, and he turned the radio down, and he said, "Sade, you're reaching for crumbs when there is a cake in front of you." He said, "You're reaching for crumbs when there's a cake in front of you. You're focusing so much on this situation that you're going through that you can't even see that there's a cake in front of you, right in front of you." And I looked at him, I said, "Wow, that's true." So when I got home, I started thinking about this, and I never forgot it. It just stayed on me. I said, "How do I know what the cake is? What is a cake?" And then I went back to that conversation. My uncle had identified what the cake was and what the crumbs was right in front of me. First of all, the cake was graduate school. It was getting me to the next level in my career that would allow me to grow as an individual, grow and to support my family. So when he said, "Don't you drop out of school," that was the cake. And then when he said, "Sade, you're trying to make strawberries grow in a season they were never meant to grow in," he was referring to the crumbs. That was the crumbs. Here I am trying to plant something that cannot be planted in this season. It will not grow. And yet I'm still watering it every day, and I'm standing right by it. And it never grows.
Stop it. Stop it. Stay focused.
You think I'm gonna let you down now, don't you? I've known you my whole damn life! Okay, this is not easy for me.
Stay focused.
Don't worry.
Some things were meant to come into your life for a season, and they were meant to leave. There are other things that come in your life for a season, and they stay. So one of the things I started to think about was, well, people always tell you what you should do. Nobody tells you how you should do it. You should forgive. Well, how do I forgive? You should let go. How do I let go? Build your team. You want to build your team because your team,
If you're down with me, I'm down with you.
your team is going to be the ones, when you get back on that floor and you start picking up them crumbs all over again, your team is going to be standing there with their arms folded saying, "Get up off that floor and stop picking up them crumbs, and let's get to this cake."
Come on, man. Put it up. Put it up. Put it up. Come on. Brothers on 3. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Brothers.
That's what your team is going to do. Your team is going to lift you up when you go back to those crumbs, because believe it or not, you just might go back to those crumbs. And your team needs to be there to pick you up. How do you build this team? My team consisted of attorneys, scientists, women with wisdom, men with wisdom, people who are contributing a great amount of passion to our society. That's what my team consists of now. Build your team, build your circle. That is what you do. Sometimes the crumbs have to do with a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, past situations, and we're still reaching for them. We're trying to rebuild it. You can't make a beautiful cake out of crumbs. I don't know about about you, but I'm ready to sit there and tell people I'm eating a $20,000 cake. I'm tired of eating $20 cakes. I'm tired of it. And when you get sick and tired enough, you'll let go of that $20 cake. My cake is gonna be $20,000.
Don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something. Not even me. All right? You got a dream, you got to protect it. People can't do something themselves. They want to tell you you can't do it. You want something, go get it. Period.
So with that being said, what are you reaching for? Cake or crumbs? But remember, you can't have both. Sade Varel, stand for something.
The separation of talent and skill is one of the greatest misunderstood concepts for people who are trying to excel, who have dreams, that want to do things. Talent you have naturally. Skill is only developed by hours and hours and hours of beating on your craft.
I've never really viewed myself as particularly talented. Where I excel is ridiculous, sickening work ethic. You know, while the other guy's sleeping, I'm working. While the other guy's eating, I'm working.
There's no easy way around it. No matter how talented you are, your talent is going to fail you if you're not skilled. You know, if you don't study, if you don't work really hard and dedicate yourself to being better every single day, you'll never be able to communicate with people, with your artistry, the way that you want. So
The only thing that I see that is distinctly different about me is I'm not afraid to die on a treadmill. You might have more talent than me, you might be smarter than me, but if we get on the treadmill together, right, there's two things. You're getting off first, or I'm going to die.
There are those of you right now, your life is not where you wanted to be. Like, your life, you messed up. Or you're doing good, but you can't find a way to get to great. Just because you failed doesn't make you a failure.
One of the things you gotta understand, my friend, is that you're supposed to fail. You're supposed to fucking fail, because failure is the stepping stone to success. It's not just cliche.
I don't care how good you are, I don't care how talented you are, I don't care how much you work on yourself. There are some times when things aren't going to go right. They just are not going to go right. There are times when anything that can happen will happen.
You must have faith. You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to believe in your abilities. You've got to believe in your service, your company, your ideas, unquestionably. You've got to have faith, and that faith gives you patience. That it's not going to happen as quickly as you want it to happen. It's your dream. If you want it to happen, get your butt up and make it happen. If you want it to happen, rise and grind.
I dare you not to go back to sleep. I dare you to get up, and I dare you to chase your dreams.
It's possible you could win. Whatever comes to you, don't run from it. Don't try and duck it like most people do. Step toward it. You want to make your dream come true, you got to stay focused. Some people rather get even than get ahead. Stay focused on where you want to go. Where are you going with your life?